Hi, everyone. Dr. Justin Golston here. In this video, we're going to go through a few more metaverses. These first few metaverses we're going to go to it's not going to be voxel based. They're going to be metaverses that are built on Unity and Unreal Engine. Those are two platforms that look to provide more realistic views within the metaverse. The first one is TCG World. Full disclosure, SIDTech does have a partnership with TCG World, but TCG World is one of those metaverses that are built on the Binance Smart Chain. So the first two metaverses that we discussed were built on Ethereum. This one is going to be on the Binance Smart Chain, and it uses a Binance token. They also have a TCG2 token, so similar to Sandbox, they do have their own in-game token that you can collect, stake, and trade with. Okay, to purchase TCG World, you can go on tcg.world, for example, and then there's an option that says buy land, and then there's 4 different regions where you can purchase, and those regions provide different assets. They have different utility, which means they have different purposes for the game. In some worlds, you would be able to stake tokens. So staking means that it's like a savings account. So you would lock up your tokens within a staking contract, a smart contract, right? And then the longer you hold it, the more of the TCG2 token, which is the in-game token for TCG World, that you would collect and save. And then you could actually redeem those tokens and sell them on the open market for your native currency. Okay, so you can see that you can get these silver plots for 1 BNB. So that's the Binance token. So currently the Binance token is trading at the time of this recording, the Binance token is trading at $293. So you can get one of those properties for $293 US, I should say, because I have my native currency within CoinMarketCap. So the gold is 2 BNB. And then a platinum is 12 BNB. So the larger the larger the BNB, or the larger the plot, the more that it costs, for example. So that's 64 by 64 for 12 BNB. And then the cheapest you're going to get 16 by 16. Okay. So similar to what we did with Sandbox, if you go up to the map, it'll take a few seconds for the map to show up. And just as with Sandbox, each one of these plots are locations that's owned by individuals. Okay, all of those plots are owned by individuals. Okay, now you can also see in the North region, that's where SIDTech has a large plot. So that's where SIDTech is actually building a university where we're going to educate all of these individuals throughout this entire metaverse on science, technology, engineering, math, Web3, blockchain, and artificial intelligence, in a variety of topics. So initially SIDTech focused on higher education, but with TCG World, the CEO said that, I know you're focused on higher education, but we want to educate everyone, right? So SIDTech actually created partnerships with those that educate people at the elementary school level as well as with the high school level. So we are providing education to all within TCG World. So you can see that a number of organizations have made investments. I think that GG Tour made a huge investment within TCG World. Let's see here. 7.2 million. GG Tour inked 7.2 million land purchased. And the TCG World Metaverse. That was August 16th. So these plots, let me see here. Let me go back to TCG World. Yeah, so these plots here cost GG Tour, 7.2 million US dollars, right? So you have a number of individuals that are going into the metaverse, and I'm going to go back here and kind of give you what the graphics look like. So I think they have I have a little demo here on the website. So if I go here, and again, this is just one metaverse of many. So you can see this is actually built on Unity, so it's more realistic. It looks more like a video game. And all those houses you just seen, those are owned by people, and the owners that purchase those lands for one BNB, they build those lands, and then they can do whatever they want to with them, right? So there's also, you can also have cars that you can drive around and go from place to place. So if you and your friends are living in the metaverse, you can actually drive to his or her house, right? You can upload your NFTs and sell your NFTs, similar to what we've seen within crypto voxels. And then you can catch creatures where those are NFTs. And then if you catch those creatures, and you can sell those NFTs to others, right? So there's a lot of opportunity within the metaverse. And for example, if you are not able to catch those creatures, you could actually rent out the land, and then those people who you're creating opportunities for, right? Who you're creating opportunities for, you're going to be able to share the profits with them within the metaverse. So there's a lot of opportunities, and that's for a number of different metaverses. Okay, that's just not CCG world. Okay, another metaverse is referred to as the other side. So the other side was created by Yuga Labs. And so the Yuga Labs are the creators of the Bored Ape Yacht Club, probably one of the most popular NFT projects to date. So they created their own virtual world within the other side. And this one is also built on Ethereum. So each one of these plots are a different metaverse or a different metaverse land, right? Those are owned by individuals. And similar to how I said that you can stake your tokens, you can also stake your land. Another option within Web3 is known as NFTFi. So similar to decentralized finance that we discussed in the last class, where we can actually stake tokens and receive rewards that we could actually sell and redeem. You can actually stake your NFTs, your non-fungible tokens, to get a loan, right? And you can do whatever you want to with those with that money, or that crypto, I should say. Okay, so one website is referred to as NFTFi. That's what it is. It's NFTFi for NFTFi. And there are on this particular account, there are a number of lands that are staked. So these are other side lands that are staked. And you can see that 1.2 wrap ETH was borrowed, right? And then you can see previously there were two other loans that were repaid already. So these were already borrowed. This one land was already borrowed twice, right? And then there's an active loan that's currently out there. So 1.2 ETH was borrowed, but then 1.27 ETH has to be paid back. So you have to pay back 0.07 ETH. So that's why people are open and willing to hold this NFT as collateral, right? And borrow and give you ETH to do whatever with, right? So for example, some people refer to this as a virtual pawn shop, because you're actually locking up, you're collateralizing, similar to how you collateralize, jewelry at a pawn shop. You're collateralizing an NFT for a loan. Okay, so this one was borrowed yesterday, and there's up to October 9th to pay it back. And then you have to pay back the original loan amount on top of 0.07 ETH, wrapped ETH, I should say. Okay. So for example, this is the other side build. I can take this number because each one of these other side lands have a number attached to it because it's a non-fungible token. Each one of these tokens have unique attributes. Okay. So for this one, 46812, we can copy this. We can go to the other side metaverse. Okay. And I can go down here to the bottom and I can say, okay, where is this 1.2 at? So then I can go onto the other side and it'll take me straight to that particular metaverse build, or metaverse land, I should say. It's not really a build, it's a metaverse land. So you can see, if you've seen a particular metaverse build that you liked, right? There's the attributes of that metaverse land. Oh, that one's got a coda on it. So I could say that coda's a little critter right here. Those are more valuable. So I could say, okay, I like that metaverse land. It has a coda on it. If I go to, it says view on OpenSea. If I go to OpenSea, I could actually put in an offer to purchase it. And you can see that someone already has an offer out here for 19,000 US dollars for that one land. Okay. Because it has this little critter, because it has a coda on it, those lands are more valuable. So you can see in OpenSea, I can scroll down and I can see that, oh geez, I can see that someone paid 7.45 ETH for it 4 months ago, but then someone else paid 50 ETH 4 months ago. At the current prices, ETH is at 1600. So ETH's at 17, 18. So this person, let's just say we're going to still use current prices right now. 17, 18 current prices. I think ETH was a whole lot more back then, but we're just going to use current prices. That person paid 85,900 US dollars for that particular metaverse land, right? So, and we've seen at TCG World, I could get a metaverse land for what? I could get a metaverse land right now for $293. But this metaverse land within the other side, there's an offer out for 19,000. An offer for 19,000. Somebody wants to buy it for 19,000. Okay. But this person actually paid 85,900 for it. So that leads us into another discussion in terms of why is TCG World so cheap? Why other side is so valuable? It depends on the community, right? TCG World purposely wanted to create an entry into the metaverse for all. That's why they purposely created those lands. That's why I purposely priced those lands low, right? The other side, the community is with what we refer to as Bored Ape Yacht Club holders, right? So those holders have some of those holders have access to funds, and that's because a lot of people won't access to those particular metaverse lands, right? Now, not only are you going to be able to create games within the other side, not only are we looking to build a university in the other side as well, you're going to be able to do a lot of things and to mine materials in the other side metaverse, right? At the Video Music Awards, in 2022, Snoop Dogg and Eminem actually performed in the other side metaverse, right? So the other side metaverse does a lot of marketing, especially on platforms where you have millions of people watching that particular performance, right? Where TCG World hasn't really performed the marketing yet because they want to build out the solution before they actually invest money into marketing. So based on the strategic approach of the project, you're going to have different entry points within the metaverse. Now, within the metaverse, I also think that similar to if you view it as an investment, similar to other investments. I think that there needs to be some diversification. These are my thoughts. It's not financial advice. There needs to be some diversification because you're going to have different people in different metaverses. So you're going to have a metaverse where people like, it's like people like, some people like Facebook, some people like Twitter, some people like Instagram, right? Some people like, YouTube, if I can already say YouTube. You're going to have metaverses that have different attributes where you're going to have those communities in that prefer different metaverses, right? So you're going to have different entry points. You're going to have different types of communities in these metaverses. Okay, so that's all we're going to discuss today. In the last video, we're going to talk about another project called Alluvium, where they're actually building on Unreal Engine. And then we're going to talk about how artificial intelligence is going to enter into the metaverse. Until next time.